All right, here's an example of some decimal equations. This one is involving division. Now I know this is division because I see, if I read this equation, it reads u divided by, that's what the bar means, 4/10 equals 5/100. Now, decimals are confusing enough, but when you, equations are confusing enough, but when you throw in decimals, it just makes the whole thing confusing. So let's make life easy for ourselves and transform this equation into something that's a little bit more manageable. I'm going to say go ahead and drop the zeros, drop the decimals, and rewrite your equation like this. U divided by 4 equals 5. Now this equation reads U, or what, divided by 4 equals 5. Well, if I'm pretty good with my math facts, I can figure out that, well, 20 divided by 4 is going to give me 5. So therefore, U equals 20. Now, that's great if you know your math facts and you can figure that out mentally, wonderful. But if you're, kind of rusty on your math facts, there's a little trick for you that will work every time when you're in a division equation. If you take your bottom number here and you multiply that by whatever the equation equals, you will always get what U equals, okay? If we take, so I'm saying that U will equal 4 times 5. U equals 20. And right there, those two numbers match up. Okay? So in case you're not good on your math facts, here's a little hint for you. Now, we're not finished. U does not equal 20, technically. I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to write what we got. U equals 20. Now, remember, we did have decimals involved here, so we have to kind of go back to that. Since this is a division problem, we add our decimals. Okay, I notice that I have 2 decimals here, 2 numbers past the decimal, and 1 number here. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, so I'm going to take my 20. Remember, at the end of all whole numbers, there's a decimal, and I'm going to move it 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Remember when we did scientific notation, any dip, we add a 0. So my final answer is U equals 0.02. And if you want to add that 0, you can. Okay, it's not going to make the problem wrong. So my final answer, U equals 2/100. Okay, so that is an example of an equation using decimals and solving them. If that totally confused you, I'm going to show you another way that you can do it. Remember how I told you that there's a little hint to get U? If you just simply multiply this number times this number, you will get U. Well, it works the same way in decimal equations. If I want to get U, and that last little section confused me, all I have to do, and I'm going to show this work over here, is take 0.05, or 5/100, times 0.4, and solve by multiplying decimals. Okay, I multiply decimals. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 0 is 0 plus 2. 0 times 4 is 0. Now I'm going to keep my place, move over to this section now. 0 times 5 is 0, 0, and 0. Now I add 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 0 is 2, 0, and 0. Now remember, when we multiply decimals, we take 2 numbers plus 1 number for a total of 3 decimal movements. Remember our decimals at the end here, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. My answer is 0.020. Same answer. So either method will